It's the week of February 3rd, 2015, and this week we're talking Ghostbusters. That's right, I said it.
We're also talking Coffee Town.
Ghostbusters.
And Coffee Town on your weekly shoutout. Hey there, welcome to your weekly shoutout.
This is the one and only show on the web that keeps you up to date with all things Shout Factory, Blu-ray, and DVD.
This week, Josh Groban co-stars in Coffee Town.
But up first, you know what I want to talk about.
Ghostbusters?
No, Chris Pratt as Indiana Jones.
Well, you're in luck, because this week we're introducing a new segment where we talk about Chris Pratt as Indy and Paul Feig's big Ghostbusters casting announcement. Let's take a look. Welcome, everyone, to the inaugural Shout Roundtable. Joining me this week, we have, of course, my co-host of your weekly shout-out, Jennifer Landa. Hi, Jen.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It wouldn't be a show without you. We've also got Shout Factory's own digital video programming manager, Mr. Ben Saleh.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Audience.
And then we've also got our special guest this week. We have actor, TV writer, currently working on The Librarians on TNT. And you would recognize him from our Halloween Big Deluxe box set, Mr. Adam Honberg.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Welcome, sir. So, guys, I think it goes without saying that the big news of the week, we've all been talking about this Ghostbusters reboot, and he pitched it as a very female-centered cast, even making the announcement that it was going to be all female-driven. And he announced on Twitter the cast list. It's Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon, many of which we know from SNL. Where do you guys stand? Jennifer, let's start with you.
Let it be known, I personally do not like reboots. I think it is unnecessary to remake a classic film that we all love. But that being said, I think it was actually a really smart and kind of fresh approach, if you're going to tackle the franchise, to have an all-female cast.
Okay.
Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy have excellent on-screen chemistry. Leslie Jones was actually a scene stealer in Chris Rock's Top 5, so I think she's going to be hilarious. So I'm optimistic. You know, I'm going to give it a shot.
Ben, how about you?
First off, I don't understand why we have to make another sequel, a reboot of something that's already, like, amazing. I don't really see the point of that. I mean, it's just further proof that Hollywood doesn't want to take a risk on anything that's original. As far as all-female cast goes, actually, I don't mind them, but I'd rather see them in their own, like, franchise, start their own, like, thing, give them a new opportunity to start something, you know, different, start something fresh and new. You just get there's just so much inherent backlash of taking a classic franchise and trying to, like, redo it again with an all-female cast, and unfortunately, it sort of comes across as a little gimmicky, like the Expendables or whatever. It's just, come on, we can do better. You can do better.
It's more than a gender issue for me. It's more a tone issue. I look at those women and I think kind of they are very funny, but they're also, yeah, they're sort of SNL sketch comedy, very kind of over the top. And, you know, and I think of the original Ghostbusters, and I think, well, even though the premise is very silly and over the top, the performances are actually pretty grounded. You know, and Bill Murray's really the most outlandish one, and he still gives a pretty, even though he plays an asshole con man, smarmy guy, he's still kind of grounded, you know, and so that's more the issue for me, is like looking at these women and thinking, well, are we going to get, you know, sort of their typical performance, which is very, in my opinion, kind of one note and very over the top.
You're right. The comedy is grounded. The characters are grounded. And unfortunately, while I know that Melissa McCarthy can do much better things, because we've seen her on, like, Gilmore Girls and, you know, stuff like that, her characters of late have been, I'm going to be loud, I'm going to fall down, I'm going to do this and that. almost she's like the Chevy. She's the Chevy Chase of of today. And,
and also a lot of those performances are coming from collaborations with Paul Feig too. So you kind of look at that, and that makes me a little. I like Paul Feig a lot. I like his stuff. I really like his stuff. But I look at that combination and I go, ooh, I just wonder if they're not going to be. I hope they can tone it down for this movie.
We can't talk about reboots then without talking about the other big news of the week, and that was the supposed dream casting of Chris Pratt as the new Indiana Jones.
Oh, we just lost Ben.
Ben hates the idea so much, he literally left.
Like, I'm out.
My favorite type of Chris Pratt is fat Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec. I like him when he's like a little bit chunkier. He's got a funny hair that way. I don't know. In Fit, Zero Dark 30, Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt. I don't know. I guess he could do it. If you had to pick anyone in Hollywood, I guess I prefer him to Shia LaBeouf.
Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. He has a certain machismo that Chris Pratt does not have. I think what I love about Harrison Ford, is that he has this like old Hollywood toughness. No one else will be Han Solo. No one else should be Indiana Jones, in my opinion.
I mean, I guess the bigger question is, can there be an Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford? Like, can you envision anybody in that role other than Harrison Ford?
Right.
And that's I think the first question to answer. Right. And then we get into, is Chris Pratt a good choice for that, right? And I think Chris Pratt is kind of known, like Ben said, for kind of, sort of Parks and Rec, actually all of his roles. I mean, he's kind of a teddy bear. No matter how bulked up he is, he's kind of this sort of tends to play kind of dim-witted, dumb, overly optimistic, happy-go-lucky teddy bear characters. And to me, that's not
even in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Even in Guardians, and he's a badass action star, but he's still a teddy bear. And I think Indiana Jones is not a teddy bear. He's got an edge to him. He's kind of world-weary. He sort of reluctantly gets, thrown into adventures, and, he comes at everything with the sense of cynicism and sarcasm, I think. Yeah. So maybe it's just a matter of doing the James Bond thing.
That's an interesting point, and it's something that I find myself wondering, is James Bond works because every single person who's played James Bond has been a completely different James Bond. I mean, there have been certainly things similar about the character, but you can't say that Daniel Craig is the same person as Roger Moore or George Lazenby or Sean Connery. Like, they're all different incarnations of James Bond. And I think that works to their favor. And even you take a TV show like Doctor Who. That show has survived because it's reinvented itself so many times, but even that character is completely different from one to the next. So the question is, would Chris Pratt just be doing a Harrison Ford impersonation, or are you going to let him play maybe even a modern-day archaeologist who is Indiana Jones? Or like, do you risk putting him in the 1930s, fighting against the Nazis, in a vested leather jacket and a Herbert Johnson poet hat, and give him a bullwhip and a gun and say, okay, now you're not Chris Pratt playing Indiana Jones. Now you are Indiana Jones. Go. Like, I don't know. I don't know that you can do it. It then becomes fanfic to me.
So if they are going to do the film, then they really have to play up to Chris Pratt's strengths. So his humor and his kind of goofy boyishness. It's going to be a totally different spin, but I don't think that he can fill Harrison Ford's shoes.
I feel like they've done this already. They just didn't tell us. In that, I feel like The Mummy was an Indiana Jones remake. I sort of feel like Brendan Fraser was sort of being Indiana Jones in that role. I even feel Matthew McConaughey in Sahara was sort of the Indiana Jones role. And I think
Nathan Fillion on Firefly.
Nathan Fillion and even Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage in the National Treasure movies. I mean, we've done it.
And Noah Wyle on The Librarians now, too, actually.
There you go.
That's just a taste of our conversation.
That's right. To see the entire conversation, click right here.
Can these four ladies be real Ghostbusters? Can Chris Pratt really be Indiana Jones? Let us know what you think in the comment section below.
Now let's check out this week's big release, Coffee Town.
What are you doing?
Obviously, I'm working.
You didn't show up for work this morning.
What are you talking about? Clearly, I'm at work right now.
You're just sitting in a coffee shop.
Correction. Sitting in a coffee shop, working hard.
You sure you're not just checking Facebook?
Look, first of all, Facebook is integrated into my normal workflow, so even if I am, it's totally working. Also, I'm sitting in a public coffee shop, typing on a computer, and trying to stretch a single drink over several hours. If that isn't the definition of working, I don't know what is. Look at me, working, everybody.
You know they're shutting this place down, right?
It's only noon.
No, I mean for good.
What? Let's rob it.
Ah, I see you've been watching Coffee Town, starring Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and singing sensation Josh Groban. You know that that's not a ski mask, right?
I said let's watch the trailer.
Yeah, let's do that.
You know what I was thinking about last night? Being straight is gay. I mean, how gay is it being attracted to a woman? All pink and perfumey. You know, it's like, ooh, I like girls. I want to rub it up against girls.
My name is Will, and this is my office, Coffee Town.
You're sleeping.
No, I'm not. This is Sam. He sees people like us as parasites, squatters in his house of free Wi-Fi.
Medium drip, lightly sweetened, light soy.
Medium drip for Will.
But the best part of having a coffee shop as your office is your friends can come hang out whenever they want.
It's safe. Oh, the safety's on. Calm down. The safety's on.
The safety's off.
Whoa, here comes your girl.
Becca. Might as well get pumped up, get some veins showing, right?
Oh, make myself look bigger?
Oh, God. Got some bad news on the whole Coffee Town front. They are converting us to a bistro lounge.
I'm gonna lose everything. My office, my girl.
All the things you don't actually have? I'm gonna rob this place.
If the executives think this is a bad neighborhood, they won't convert the store.
So how are we gonna do it? Just grab all the cash?
All right, you make it sound like thugs.
I want to be a thug. I didn't load up my iPhone with Kanye just so I could go jogging. Oh, crap. The one with Rihanna's on. That one is for jogging.
Okay, great.
Retard.
Hey, you're a retard!
The way a little kitten purr. That's the way my passion stirs. Stirs for you, it stirs for me. That's all that I can. No.
He's got Down syndrome!
You want to be straight? Shove up another guy's. That's straight.
Also out this week, Pound Puppies, Puppy Love, and The Bob Newhart Show Season 5 and the final season.
And because we like to celebrate all things Blu-ray and DVD, not just Shout Factory releases, this week we're recommending John Wick. Ryan, did you see this one?
I did. Saw it in theaters and loved it. It's just obnoxiously awesome. Can't wait to see it on Blu-ray.
Ah, wow, that's awesome. Well, it's out this week from Lionsgate and comes loaded with bonus features.
Can't wait.
That's it for this week, gang.
Let us know what you think of our new roundtable segment in the comments below.
And don't forget to subscribe to see a new heated debate, friendly conversation each week.
And if you hear some pop culture news you want to see discussed, let us know on Twitter or Facebook.
Until next week, I'm Jennifer Landa.
And I'm Brian Ward, and you've been watching
Your Weekly Shout Out.
All pink and perfumey. You know, it's like, ooh, I like girls. I want to rub it up against girls.
My name is Will, and this is my office, Coffee Town.
You're sleeping.
No, I'm not. This is Sam. He sees people like us as parasites, squatters in his house of free Wi-Fi.
Medium drip,